Over the years, since 1982, when I first started covering him in the Reagan White House, I've spoken with Colin Powell many times since he first came there during the Reagan years, and we spoke about war and peace, the state of American politics, and race relations in our divided country. Here are a few of those conversations. What is it going to take to put the country back together?
It's going to take the effort of the entire international community. This country needs everything. It needs a basic infrastructure. It needs a government that will provide the most fundamental kinds of services.
Wouldn't you want to torture this person if you could save American lives?
Then you make that judgment, and you will be held to account for it, and it'll be examined as to whether or not it was in the heat of the action appropriate for you to do so.
Any regrets that you didn't run? You write in the book about how wrenching the decision was.
It was a wrenching.
Lost sleep.
Yeah. Oh, it was an ugly time because I never expected to be approached in that way and have so much pressure put on me. And you were there for the whole time out there. And so I had to think about it because it was expected of me. I'm a soldier. But after a few weeks of it, I realized this is just not me. This is not what I can do. You and I have the same job. Our job is to inform the American people as to what's going on. In my case, I owe it to the American people to let them know if we're in a conflict, what's going on with their sons and daughters. And I always will try to tell them all I can, but I can't tell them everything. I've got to have some secrets that will protect them and some things that I cannot share publicly. Your job is to get everything out of me you can, to include those things that I won't give you. We have to make sure that our top leadership, especially the President of the United States, has to be an example to the rest of the country that we are one nation, one people, and make sure that we can make these systems go away, these systems of racism and the kind of intolerance that still exists in our country. So we've got a long way to go. We've come a long way, but it is not over. And what we have to do is all of our political leaders to speak out against this kind of treatment to our fellow citizens. They are fellow citizens.
That last was, of course, during the protests about George Floyd. Colin Powell was a barrier-breaking Secretary of State who always preferred to be called General, as the Vietnam infantryman who reshaped our military and became the first black chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He was a lifelong Republican who rebuffed GOP suggestions that he challenge Bill Clinton for his second term, who reluctantly split with his party to endorse Democrats Barack Obama, then Hillary Clinton for the White House, and later castigated Republican President Donald Trump. He was above all else a patriot who spoke out against the Muslim ban and supported immigrant and minority rights, who as a returning veteran had suffered the outrages of the Jim Crow South. He was a family man and an educator, perhaps best remembered in his own words. Thanking Anthony Maggart, that veteran and amputee who stopped on the roadside to help Powell change a flat tire in 2019, General Powell wrote in a Facebook post, "You touched my soul and reminded me about what this country is all about and why it is so great. Let's stop screaming at each other. Let's just take care of each other. You made my day." My deepest condolences to General Powell's beloved wife, Alma, his children, his grandchildren, and his devoted, longtime colleague,